Okay. I can. You should be, in theory. You know, you'd think I'd like set this up beforehand, you know? Like I'd have the whole stream thing, the whole like all the layout done, you know? Professional Warframe YouTuber, professional content creator. Okay. We should be live by now. It's been long enough. Yeah, we are. Lovely. Pull it up on my end so I can. Then apologies in advance. You're going to get. Oh, there it is. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Let me just ping the Discord real fast. Ages since I've streamed. Yeah. In the Discord. Right. Well, hello, hello. So today, like I said, we're going to be working on the next like long form video, which is a video on, obviously there, Ureli. Right, so we've got the intro thing here, which I plan to work on a bit in my own time. Because the intro, it's like a very high energy edit with a bunch of visual effects. Some of them I'm not the most happy with, but others, you know, I gotta like work on it, is the point. However, the rest of the video, uh, I've done like a first pass at least, right? So I've done hello, hello. So I've done a first pass of the video. So we have basically, so if I zoom out, you can see, yeah, it's another really long one. So it's an hour and 5 at the moment, and it only goes up from there. It doesn't go down from there, right? It's an hour and 5, because all the audio takes are in. The only thing that would change is if we start adding visual bits, that then I have to kind of shift everything downstream a little bit. But we can do that if it comes down to it. So yeah, I know that I'm still missing some of the clips. I can't remember where they are. Thankfully, I have Warframe open as well, so we can grab them as of when they are needed. Also, let me know if the audio is okay, by the way. It should be fine, but I have noise suppression turned on OBS and also a fan going, so yeah, it could be ass. I could be really, really quiet, or I could be getting cut off constantly. Starting off with her passive then, Critical Flow. I don't know how quick. Make it last time, actually. What, like 10 frames? That's nothing. A little bit. Audio's good so far? Hey, that's good to know. Yeah, I was just slightly worried because I was like, well, it's so warm in my room, right? Starting off with her passive then, Critical Flow. That's a better duration. It's so warm in my room because I have like a massive floor-to-ceiling window that gets sun all afternoon, so it just kind of slowly roasts me. While Ureli is moving for longer than... Also, don't mind the awful quality. I'm using proxies, because if I don't, it lags the hell out of my computer. So, there you go. It gives you the nice quality. The visual quality is kind of just going to be ass on the playback, but like, it'll be fine when it's rendered and exported, so don't worry, we're just stuck with the crunchy bitrate. That's fine. Jeez. Yes. Non-crit focus latums. I find that this passive really helps set... This was a line retake. That's what that was. That is a line retake and a half there, because I know that the... Hold on. Yeah. That was cool. Back to annoying. Yeah, no worries. Like, I'm going to be going for a while. Like, probably... Don't quote me on that. Just because I want to get so much of this done. That's a line retake. So it opens up modding opportunities. Yeah, it is, because for some reason, it likes to do a thing where it cuts off the first, like, second. So I gotta retake that line. See, it's additive with other crit chance mods, right? Meaning you get diminishing returns the more type of this bonus you stack on top of each other. This means that if you wanted to, you could actually drop the crit chance mod on your secondary weapon in favor of things like more base damage, fire rate, elemental damage, or some other... I might make those 250. Oh, wait, they're at different scales, aren't they? Bet they are. Mods are really weird. Oh, no, they're not. Never mind. Weird. Some mods are, like, randomly differently scaled. Also, the stat should you feel so inclined. The scale of the image. This is the type of shit completely fucked. Also, we're doing a funny thing where I got some really poorly done green screen shots of my mag in Captura that I'm kind of using as like a PNG tuber. I want to eventually get some proper graphics. That being said, now I don't follow my own advice. The weapons I plan on showing off later, for the most part, either always want a crit chance mod due to their high base crit chance. So laggy. I have my or are outsourcing their crit chance through secondary. Just be because I'm lying. Oh no, it's because I have Warframe still open. Yeah, that'll do it. Jesus Christ. I was like, yeah, why is it being so laggy? Okay. Why is it being so, like, ungodly laggy, right? And I was sat there still like, huh? No, it's fine. I had fucking Warframe open. Because I recently got new RAM. So I have an extra 32 gigabytes of RAM in this other, inducing their crit damage mods instead. Oops.
Her first power is Sea Snares. You're
I don't know, maybe it's the all of these videos.
Really tosses out 5 bubbles that seek towards enemies within 30 meters, moddable by range. These bubbles linger for 12 seconds, moddable by duration, and if any enemy comes within range during their lifespan, the bubbles will then go and seek them out. When a bubble...
Have that clip. No, I do. I think it's this one. I can't see if that's... This is the issue of like going back and re-editing stuff, because I'll just drag, like normally I just build as I go along, just drag clips into the timeline and don't have to worry about like them replacing anything.
Lifespan, the bubbles will then go and seek them out. When a bubble comes in contact with an enemy, it will lift them in the air for their remaining duration and deal 200 cold damage per second, moddable by strength, which increases by 125 cold damage per second, moddable by strength.
But yeah, it's moddable by strength twice. Yes, it scales very weirdly. Okay, neat.
But the real kicker is that enemies lifted by Sea Snares take...
Did that screen time?
By Sea Snares.
Weird. Okay, let's do a keyframe.
By Sea Snares take an additional 200% damage from all sources while they're lifted.
And then we get
moves starting off slow and getting faster the closer they get to the enemy.
Oh god, I spent way too long on this animation. Exactly it doesn't look fastest.
Great. Because of this ramp.
So stupid. Okay. And it's lagging again. I don't know why, they're all proxied. Is it just... with it.
Speed isn't exactly the fastest. Right. Because of this ramp up, a lot of the time you can shoot enemies with your weapons before the bubbles can even hit them. I'm sure if you're killing them with your weapons already, you probably didn't need the damage vulnerability, but still, it's a DPS loss nonetheless, since the more time you're devoted to killing that target, the less time you have.
Most happy with this. I think the angle is too steep. It wants to face Urelli a bit more, but... is it worth to retake? I think I'll leave it. I don't use this one much anyway, I use the other one
less, since the more time you're devoted to killing that target, the less time you have to hit other targets. As soon as the bubble sees a target, it will begin homing towards it. The bubbles don't target enemies already affected by Sea Snares, however, if 2 snares are homing towards the same target, then both bubbles will hit the enemy, but neither the cold damage nor vulnerability stacks, essentially meaning that one of your bubbles has no effect. While the number of active snares is capped at 15, with recast causing the oldest bubbles to pop, you really can snare a theoretical unlimited number of enemies, as once an enemy is lifted by Sea Snares, it no longer counts as an active snare, so won't be dispelled with subsequent casts. Overguarded enemies will still be targeted and suffer the ramping cold damage, as well as the...
This one. Oh, right, okay, that's, yeah. There's one bit that I've just realised I can do a funny for. That's the issue, right? I'm now going through and seeing what visual gags and bits I can add, as well as just making sure that there's no obviously glaring, like, missing parts of the script. And I do need to flag this, actually. I think there might be one more line retake about the whole of the script. I'll hold the video, though, which is honestly not that bad. Really did keep it.
Overguarded enemies will still be
like stacked in green ones, though. Yep.
Does kind of nothing because they have no targeting, but I thought it was still worth mentioning.
Oh yeah, season. I think I want to make those much bigger, right? If I could. Bump these up by like. Ah, yeah, the UI. Where? That's an. Oh, I don't want to have to redo the fucking keyframing. I'll just leave it.
Snares has some synergy with the rest of her kit, making her flow, haha, together very smoothly. Whenever you aren't doing anything with your rally, you want to be tossing out your snares, and you want to cast 3 of them at a time so you hit the max cap of 15, wait a short delay and then cast another 3. This is due to that weird double targeting thing I mentioned earlier. Snares isn't as consistent as you'd hope, so this second wave of casting is designed to ensure that all enemies are CC'd and to catch any new enemies that wander into the snare's range. These bubbles have a pretty good duration at 12 seconds base, so you can fire them off in anticipation before enemies get in range and have them activate when they do. The only gripe I have with Snares is that in shorter missions when you aren't playing in one spot too often like Exterminate, you're better off just zooming and booming with high damage AoE weapons like the Icarius. Since even if you're spam casting Snares, you'll be sat there waiting for the bubbles to hit the enemies to gain the damage vulnerability, and it just makes these missions feel like a crawl to try and abuse Snares. But once you get up into higher levels, having a 200% damage.
Oh god, that was a misspeak that I couldn't be able to go back and retake the line because I have my audio settings fucked. Like this. Okay, I don't know what it is. I need my curtains or something. Like, whenever I go and re-record lines, it always sounds so drastically different. And I know it's a different phase, so my
Power
voice is
or
different.
duration instead of instantaneous, and
voice
cause it so that your rally will create bubbles as she walks, which have a faster movement speed.
Where's the cordon clip?
In shorter movement focused missions. Your rally's second power is.
Wait, did I cut the cordon clip? Wait, huh?
Readily spammed out with a ridiculous.
Maybe it's. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. I was like, did I fucking cut that clip? I love that clip. God. I do want to do the it's time to go to heaven, my child bit, but I don't know. I might. It means like cutting this down. Doable. I get well, the cut will be there instead. Do that. Nah, I know what we do. That'll be it, right? Damn it. I have it saved somewhere on my hard drive actually. I'm looking for the like, you know, I can't do it. You know, the funny meme song where it's like you get lifted into the air. That's it. That's the bit. That's the whole joke. Where would it be? Oh my god, it's so warm in this room. I have a bar of chocolate, and to be fair, it's sat next to my PC, but it's like basically melted now. That's how fucking warm it gets in here, man. I am dying. That's so soft. That's fucking worrying. Oh my god. Okay. That's my. The MP3s. Where my MP3s gone? Oh, my WebP files. Jesus, that's a lot of WebP files. Oh my god. Okay. Pause. MP3s. Yeah. This is the issue because they're all just labeled like the URL, so we're just gonna have to like drag them into the time. Be very loud. Why did I do this? Oh, a lot of them are just songs, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay. I should just delete that. Annoying. Oh, doesn't matter.
I know that slight tangent I just went.
Is it me? It looks like me, Ken. Hmm. Video, goddamn.
Oh, I'm Jesus.
Thanks, Jesus.
Heaven, my child.
Really?
Don't stop, don't
Stop it,
fight,
cut it out,
don't
help.
stop.
Uber cheap CC.
It's time.
Okay, let me find the first frame of this. There it is. Hmm. Okay, neat. Now, we move literally everything down. Which is always scary because I'm so worried it's going to break something. Like, it's fine. It's 100% fine. I've done it tons before. But every time I do it, I'm like, oh, don't break. But that's fine. Nope, didn't want to put it there. Make it like so it covers the screen because again, this is like 720p and the screen. It's 300. 300. Let me try 2. Nice. Okay. I need to get a picture of the fucking Nautilus. Prime. Yeah. Like a corrupt heavy gunner. Wait, I still have the heads, don't I? Yes! From when I was doing the Vasca bit in last video. I still have them, don't I? I should do. Okay, let me change how these are sorted again. Sorry. Name, not name. Date modified. Okay. I should still have them. They will be in my downloads, right? Better be. I was doing the bit for the Vasca. Oh no, the Jade Drew. They should be, yeah. You know. Oh no, I know where they are. They're in my. They were edited, weren't they? So they're in one of my. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Lovely. Okay.
It's time to go to heaven, my child. My child.
This is such a random cutback in the video like that. Okay. Those are very loud. I'm gonna have to turn that down. I'm gonna hurt people. It's 15 minus 5. That should be like roughly in line with
Working weirdly with Corden.
It's time to go.
A little bit too loud. Let's drop it to -8.
With Corden.
It's time.
Okay, neat. We can like realistically, we're gonna have to flip horizontal.
Time to go to heaven, my.
Oh, that's one keyframe too early. Oh no. We can. Let's have to sort. That's fine.
My child.
What are you doing?
Stop.
Then it's.
What are you doing?
Stop.
it.
Don't.
Stop it. Stop it.
Fine.
Okay, let me just grab this one to the side. Position. Wow, it's animated on 4s. Crazy.
Fine.
Cut it out.
Another one on. No, there's not. Oh, we need to go for one. And then we can just grab the north.
Howard, help.
And again, we did it one keyframe too early. Okay. No class today just means get to change your own. Hey! Well, I appreciate it. What are you witnessing? Keyframe animation, in Premiere Pro. We just work on the next. And we just other people's funny bits. What I'm talking about. Perfect size. Okay. That one's flip horizontal. Both. I have to do it on both. Why is it? Good. As well. This animate. Oh, I keep doing 95 times. There. Let's also drop this to 90. Again, like, I love doing keyframe animation bits because I think they're really funny. It's like the same thing, like, I love rotoscope bits as well. I think like rotoscoping memes are so goddamn funny. I just don't know how to do it. I think you need a green screen to do rotoscoping really effectively. Like, it looks really stupid. But that's part of the charm. It looks so bad. But until I get like anything that allows me to do rotoscoping stuff, I'm stuck with keyframe bits, which I ain't complaining. Keyframe bits are really funny. This shit's goofy. But still. Let's go to 80. What's your stream? Wait, you can't watch it on your laptop? What the fuck? Huh? That shit's weird. Like, I've been also having computer trouble lately, so Premiere Pro, for those unaware, likes to shit bricks whenever the footage you're editing is the raw footage, and instead you have to compress it down so that it's a proxy with garbage bitrate. Look at the Discord. Yes, wait, what? Oh? Wait, is that the region? I'm just for real, I can't understand the language, but I'm assuming that's region lock. Huh. So weird. The laptop just isn't cool enough? True. You gotta get a cooler laptop. Where did I get up to? I got to here. Yeah. I think I moved that head. Dutch? Yeah, but I can't read it. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it says it's region locked, right? Is that what that says? I say with zero authority as I cannot Dutch. My laptop is newer than my phone. Huh? I mean, I don't know if it's a case of it being newer. I think it's a case of YouTube shit bricks. Right? Again, like, if I knew the error code, I could help. $86. Okay. And then we move. 96, 86. Let's say region locked. Okay. Well, of course you fucking know how to read. Huh? Okay then. Fucking miracle. What does that say? Because I know you read every fucking language under the sun. Go on then. Fucking fancy language man. Oh, this is gonna take a while to keep for a minute, huh? Because it keeps going for so long. Alright, that's fine. We'll get there. Boom. I know there's a way to like anchor it to a certain point, but I don't know how. 84. Maybe my stream hates the Dutch specifically. Maybe. Dutch sad face? Yeah. Oh, right, it's this one. Oh, I have chat turned off. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I have chat turned off. There we go. Now if someone messages something in chat, it should pop up on the actual screen. There we go. We're learning. Still got 82. I don't think not. Oh, that's so weird. $80. So worth it, guys. Fuck, I didn't see if chat worked. I'm sure it's fine. So I like look over to read chat and look back to the screen to keep editing, but because of stream delay, it doesn't show up for like a second and a half. Ugh, oh. Try 2 other web browsers and see if it's just being done. I mean, possibly, right? I don't know. 78. Oh, hey, Si, how's it going, man? We're currently doing editing. Keyframe animation is goofy, so we're talking about Snares. Here.
Snares jank. It also behaves really fucking weirdly with Corden.
It's time to go to heaven, my child.
Captain, what are you doing?
Stop,
Stop it.
don't
Stop it. Cut
fight.
it out.
Don't
Help.
stop.
So I'm still in the process of it. But I want to throw in more funny visual gags, so I thought, why not? You know? Very stupid. Very, very stupid. Yeah, so like, we are basically done. Right? This is just going through and seeing what we're missing. Pretty funny. Oh, humor. Let's go. Where'd I get to? Scale or not? 76. Yes, I what's your McDonald's order? We have to know. Also, have you messed with pyrotechnics since last night? Well, last night for me. Bones, maybe. Yeah, we were messing with the pyrotechnics in late last night. 1 AM for me. Good lord. Poor. But we found some very, very silly stuff with it. Well, on Chroma. Also on Mag. Because of course I put it on Mag. So that's going in a video at some point. So breakfast plan to eat. Like, ooh. Yeah. Am I allowed to say what your next video is, or should I keep that under wraps? Get temple first. Yeah, that's fair. Farming a second temple, it's not that bad if you get lucky, because their blueprint can drop, which saves you like so many rotations. But if you get unlucky, I know that Jade's been using it to level up weapons and stuff. So that's probably the correct play in terms of like if you want a second temple to feed to the helmet, like use stage defense as you're like leveling for a bit, right? I don't know. Keep it under reps. Yeah. That's true. Well, I think we might have some crossover. In fact, no, I know we have some crossover. A lot of people on your server are also on my server. Cough, morbid. It's the like massive modding guide. I mean, yeah, I'm so excited for that. By the way, I'm so hyped. Yep. Oh, right, because I went from 80 to 50. There you go. 2 to 3 hours? Yeah. That's gonna go fucking crazy. Also, because I didn't say it when we were calling last night, congrats on 100k views on the Limb Bible. Fucking crazy. Good shit, man. I was looking out of curiosity about the Mag Bible as well. It's up to like 85k, which is fucking nuts. Rift cut? Yeah. Yeah. God, I'm still... Yeah, of course, man. Fucking crazy to get, like, a video like that. Like, channels of our relative size to hit that number of views is fucking nuts. Simulacrum Key, gotta start sending anything. Oh, for sure. It's just a case of time. Like, that's all it is. I don't think I'll hit 100k with this soon, because it's Ureli, and Ureli's a less popular frame than Mag is. But we'll see. I would like it to, like, do very well. If it doesn't, something. All videos popped off. Yeah, it's really funny to see how well the first one popped off compared to the second, because the second was demonetized. Very funny, because the first one, 85k views. The second one, 27k. Just because it got demonetized, and the algorithm pushes demonetized videos less, which is why I... So this intro edit here, it uses a copyrighted song, and it's enough to get me demonetized, which sucks, right? If it didn't affect how well it's pushed in the algorithm, I would still go through with it, because it does. Yeah, it is. The second one is. It's fine though. Well, because the intro was Queens of the Stone Age, right? Songs for You Think I Ain't Worth $1, but I Feel Like a Millionaire. Queens of the Stone Age. Yeah, this is a Miku song, and I tested it because I did like just this like up to I think here. Yeah, it's lame. Yeah, it really is. I did up to here just to test if the animation worked, and this alone was enough to get it demonetized. So we are cleaning out. I always have to make sure I clean it out and not clean markers, otherwise I'll be... So what we're doing is we're gonna have like the wind up to like the funny edit. It's gonna cut to a like TV static screen of saying like, yeah, I didn't want this to be demonetized, and then I'm going to have the full edit because I do want to finish this edit. I really like some of the ideas I have for it, but it's gonna be the full edit. Gonna link it in the card in the top right so people can watch it as a second video. Gotta go back home. Yeah, see you, Si. Thanks. Okay. Where did I get to? Oh, it's here. Yeah. Yeah, I could watch your Grimoire video. Oh, well, the Grimoire video isn't mine. That's Gel, I think. Also, incredibly good video. But no, the Grimoire video I cannot take credit for. I wish I could. That shit's goofy, but no, unfortunately I cannot. Gel is also another person I've not really spoken to though. What is it now? E6. Okay, cool. Neat.
Got to cut out. Help.
Okay, that was worth it. That was fucking worth it. That's so funny. Yeah. But yeah, no, the Evil Orb build, that's Gel, that ain't. Okay, neat. Let's watch this.
Another fire bubble. This does kind of nothing because they have no targeting, but I thought it was...
God, the green screen is so bad. Ugh, I need to go through and like actually get better ones for next video. Because they're already in, I'm not fucking...
Worth mentioning is some weird C snares jank. It also behaves really fucking weirdly with Cordon.
It's time to go to heaven, my
Stop
child.
it. What are you doing?
Stop,
Stop it.
don't
Stop
stop.
it.
Okay, there's one weird frame in there.
It's time to go to heaven.
Which could just be this bit, because it does look very strange. I'm just double checking that I've not accidentally left the wrong bit on. Yeah, I have. Fucking knew it! Oh, I fucking knew it. I was like, that looks weird. Why does that look weird? Fulmination on your grimoire to make a bigger orb. Does fulmination work on the orb? I have no idea.
Stop it. What are you doing?
Yep, I did the same again. Ugh. Down. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, no, I just want to make sure that I get the there's no like bad frames. This is so much better. That looks nice. Oh, hold on. Yep, missed a frame. There we go. That one's fine. That one's also. Okay, I just wanted to make sure because it looks strange.
Nullifier bubble. This does kind of nothing because they have no targeting, but I thought it was still worth mentioning as some weird C-snares jank. It also behaves really fucking weirdly with cordon.
It's time to go to heaven, my
Stop
child.
it. What are you doing?
Stop,
Stop it.
don't
Stop it.
fight.
Cut it out.
Don't
Help.
stop.
I know
That's fucking stupid. I love
that
it.
that slight tangent I just
Oh,
went on
man.
kind of paints C-snares as an inconsistent mess of an ability, but it is
Fucking worse.
so good. It is an uber cheap CC power that can be readily spammed out with a ridiculous 200% damage vulnerability tacked onto it, which is
Gee, I fucking forgot that was there. I was like, what is this? Okay, it goes on for longer, but I don't think I can't be bothered to edit the rest of it.
only matched by Strangleblade
No, I can't.
and passed by
Come on,
Sonar.
Zach.
No, I can't be fucking. Oh, that fucking scared the shit out of me. Oh, Jesus. This God of Scream works really well there. Yeah, it does. I'm not going to go back and edit the whole thing.
Now,
Don't
help.
stop.
I know that that slight tangent I
Oh, why was it just there? That's so fucking stupid. Anyway. Okay, yeah. Let's see if there's any other funny
together very smoothly. Whenever you aren't doing anything with your rally, you want to be tossing out your snares, and you want to cast 3 of them at a time so you hit them.
Okay, we've seen this already. We've talked about it. Yeah. Cut so weirdly. Keyframe animation? There is keyframe. Okay, look like. Wait, huh? What? Oh no, I remember because it was behaving weirdly, right? It did a weird thing where, like, because I used an ease-in effect here, it would like weirdly bounce forward and back, so that's why it's got a weird cut. That makes sense. Again, Premiere Pro is an editing software with no bugs at all, no issues. No. That was me speaking. That was stuff. Yeah, this. So Merolina, fun fact. I want to go over a little bit. Fun fact about Merolina. Did you know the only way to increase the armor on Merolina is with Azure Archon Shard? Because I didn't until I was working on this video. Not mods, just Azure Archon Shard. Because it's like base armor, which also gets applied to Merolina.
Azure Archon shards for some.
But like, other stuff doesn't. Like, blessing and blessing type effects don't. Right. Fully functional, perfectly. Yeah, it's perfectly legal. I pay for it with my own money. How dare you insinuate otherwise?
Reason. When your rally gets hit, she takes 10% of the damage, and the board takes a form of survivability at higher levels. Take this clip for example.
Oh wait, I know what clip I have to add here. Metal Gear Rising. Metal Gear Rising with Agents. You mean I have to get the fucking clip of because the whole thing is like, because of the amount of damage reduction
Take
I have,
this clip for
like I have 90% DR from adaptation and the 90% damage redirection from Merolina, so I am taking
example.
0
Your rally
damage.
is taking 0 damage.
It's goofy. So naturally we're going to add the standing here I realize clip, because that's stupid. I mean it's asking me to log in. I am logged in. Yeah, this is video. What? That's sad. Okay, I can get it somewhere. Bit of different. Right and punching Armstrong. There it is. I just want the one of. Okay, this might also just be the same video that's gonna spit the same error back at me. Okay, no, it works. Sweet. I don't know why it's being weird. Anyway. Let me just start.
High levels. Take this clip for example. Ureli is taking 0 damage. That's thanks to Merolina and adaptation stacking to the point where the damage I'm taking is essentially being rounded down to 0.
Okay, now how are we gonna fit this in here then? There we go. You can magnetize there. Because all I'm thinking we do is we set this to like nothing. Literally negative. You cannot hear it. 0 sound waves. And then we set scale to 0, set opacity to 0, and then over the course of this entire clip, it slowly like increases in opacity and scale. Like I don't want it to be like the full screen. Like I want it to be the full screen covered, but I want the opacity to not be 100%. Let's just set the opacity to like 10, and then set this to like 300. Oh, that's stupid. 200? Yeah, 200 is better. No, we want 210. Yeah, there we go. Let's see how that looks.
Of survivability at higher levels. Take this clip for.
Okay, I didn't do keyframe animation for the opacity, so that's set that to 0.
Take this clip for example. Ureli is taking 0 damage. That's thanks to Merolina and adaptation stacking to the point where the damage I'm taking is
okay, that looks kind of bad actually.
Essentially being rounded.
I might honestly make it just like that, like even I don't want to do like the. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I also didn't keyframe the scale. Duh. I was like, why is it?
Take this clip for example. Ureli is taking 0 damage. That's thanks to
That's kind of dumb. I might make it so that it like the opacity increases faster, but it cuts off here.
Ureli is taking 0 damage.
Right. So we cut it off here. I was thinking about having the audio also slowly increase over the course of the video, but like, we'll just leave it. It's fine. So let's set the opacity here to 10. Okay, how does that look? That's better. Yeah, you can tell that it's right
levels. Take this clip for example. Ureli is taking 0 damage. That's thanks.
Do I put it in the middle of the screen, or do I put it? Hold on. I know where I put this. I know where I put this. The health bar.
0 damage. That's thanks to Merolina and adaptation stacking to the point where the damage I'm taking is essentially being rounded down to 0. So you.
Which if true, then we reset position.
Example, Ureli is taking 0 damage. That's thanks to Merolina and adaptation stacking to the point where the damage I'm taking is essentially being rounded down to 0. So you'd think that the rounded down to 0.
I don't want to that. I don't know. I like the size of it. I might make it so that we, instead of it keeps growing, we keyframe it like 80. Dead right, so it's gonna grow slower as well.
Levels. Take this clip for example. Ureli is taking 0 damage. That's thanks to Merolina and adaptation stacking.
I might also move it to like, what does it get? Yeah, I could just slot it neatly in between these two boxes, like perfectly shaped. It's perfectly shaped for Armstrong versus Ride. How neat! Lovely.
Take this clip for example. Ureli is taking 0 damage.
It's like slowly getting closer, like it's
Merolina
running towards you.
Stacking to the point where the damage I'm taking is essentially being rounded down to 0. So you'd think that the board would be taking 90% of 0, so also take 0 damage, but as you can see, it's draining health anyways. Now, aside from
that's a slight misunderstanding as to how it works, but Merolina ignores damage reduction,
jank.
except for
Merolina
armor?
has a neat interaction.
How does Merolina interact with armor on Yoreli? I mean, armor's damage reduction, so in theory it shouldn't work. I don't know.
Overguard. See, Overguard is unique in that it is not affected by damage reduction in any way, be that from abilities like Speed Storm,
banger of a song!
Eclipse, or from mods like Adaptation. However, Merolina isn't damage reduction, it's damage redirection,
Yeah, there is.
and
Okay.
is one of a few
I might have to test how armor works with Merolina. Oh, fuck, I won't do that!
powers which
Whatever.
functions in this way, alongside things like Link and Warding Halo. This allows Yoreli to get much more value of Overguard sources like Secondary Fortifier or
It's been sat
Dante's
directly in the sun. Uh-oh. I got a thing of white chocolate. Like a nice little bar of white chocolate. And my room is currently an oven, and I put my chocolate in the sun. It is so soft, it's like Play-Doh consistent. Not quite. But it's getting there. God, it doesn't even like snap satisfyingly, it just kind of like bends. That's fab.
Since it's essentially a 10 times multiplier on your affected Overguard health. I will say this improves
Do not call my chocolate Olympia.
Yoreli's effective health, but doesn't for Merolina, but there are ways to mitigate this and improve Merolina's survival. When you enter a nullifier bubble, instead of the board being dispelled, it instead takes damage at a rapid rate until you leave or the board dies. This effect is individual to each nully bubble, so if you have two bubbles overlapping, then you take the damage twice as fast, which can very quickly kick you on your ass. However,
Yeah, that
you
does.
can abuse this, since it damages Merolina by standing inside a nullifier's radius during the 4 seconds of invincibility. It can contribute to Merolina's max health when this time is up. And if you stack a ton of them together, you can get some very high health values very fast.
Again, another thing that's only useful in Sim, because in what scenario are you going to have 20 nullifier bubbles with overlapping shields?
It's not as fast as higher level Steel Path enemies, but still, it's really nice for lower level content where...
When I say this, I mean at level cap. I was doing a level cap Cascade run, which I have footage of, it's in the video. I have actually quite a lot of footage of level cap Cascade. Shame that some of it looks like shit. Let me fucking find bitrate. If I search folder of all my footage for just great. Yeah. Level cap bad bitrate. Give it a minute. It should load. Ooh. Ooh, it's looking crunchy. Ooh, it's looking crunchy. This was 25-ish minutes of like footage. We went from level 2k to level 999k. So level 9k. 10k level cap. With friends of the channel, Death Crown and Darker. And yeah, the footage was just unusable because this was the bitrate. Like, I axed my bitrate to try and sort of not lag my computer as much. Thankfully, I have more RAM now, so I don't need to do that. At least I shouldn't need to do that. It depends what... if it drains on my CPU, then I'm... Either way, I've made my bitrate a point where it's comfortable. Point is, right? Bad, stinky bitrate. It looks like garbage. It looks how this looks, and this is under, like, 4 times compression, because it's all proxied. Either way, stupid. Oh god, no. Don't crash. Hey, Premiere.
Path enemies,
Okay, no, it's fine.
but
Yeah, sorry, when we were doing that Cascade run, incomprehensible me, God have mercy on your soul! What people think 480p looks like. They're not wrong. This is 480p. This shit, essentially, right? Because it's 144 divided by 4. That, hold on. We put one not 144, sorry. 1440. No, that's 360p. Never mind. Point is, 480p looks...
still, it's really nice for lower level content where a
Anyway, sorry, I was saying, we hit 500,000 health with Merolina. I immediately fucking lost it because that's how much damage enemies deal at high levels, but still,
path
whatever.
enemies. But still, it's really nice for lower level content where a single Merolina with a high enough health stat can very easily take you through the entire mission. After you dismount on the board by either either recasting Merolina, using your quick melee, or the
I might add a text in. Yeah, because it's like the issue of having 3 different things is you can never make it look quite right. So I might just be like, that's not how that word is spelled, I bet. Haters will say it's dyslexia, I just say it's to love the game. Never mind it's spelled like that, I'm an absolute god. Never doubt me. This is the wrong my font. Bichara, my beloved. Okay. Yeah, the stroke is it? Hello? Hello. I was right for once. I know, that's rare. I actually spelt something correctly. How crazy is that? It looks weird. Why does it look weird? I think it is like it's missing 8, really? I guess it wasn't that big, huh? That looks too big. 6? I mean, it doesn't help that there's a weird space here. That's just how that is. Why does it look so strange? What's the video going to be about? You know the like 2-hour-long videos I made about Mag? We're doing that for Yorelli. Yeah. Hour and 5 minutes. So, you know, pretty good. And like this is the quote unquote shorter one. Because when it comes to the weapon synergies, I talk about like I think it's 8 secondaries and one singular melee. Yeah. If I did the same amount of weapons as I did for the Mag Bible, we would be here for like an hour and a half. We'd like, oh god, I don't have time to fucking edit all that. I want to get this out like ideally sometime this week, next week. Because obviously I'm not going to be making videos much of Easter because I will be at home away from my computer. So I can't like record or edit. Hey, Julio. Oh, Julio, do you want to see the hold on, let me real quick. Yeah, I won't be making videos over Easter, over my Easter break, which is like next Thursday to next Thursday to the Tuesday after. Still able to work on scripts and stuff because I could just do that on my phone. Yeah. But hold on, a bunch of here it is. So talking about Snares and how it interacts weirdly with some certain powers.
effect as expected. Also, if you stand right at the edge of the bubble, but I thought it was still worth mentioning as some weird Snares jank. It also behaves really fucking weirdly with Corden.
It's time to go to heaven, my
Stop
child.
it, what are you doing?
Stop,
Stop it,
don't
stop it, cut it out, help.
stop.
I know that
That took me like a full 20 minutes to do. Yeah. Just so it's something in that bottom corner. Could I end the bottom corner? I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll just never know. She's invincible, why can I see her? Maybe. But yeah, we'll just never know, chat. We'll just never know what happens. Oh, Premiere. Oh, Premiere Pro. I had to hurt my feelings with that Hornet. Silk Song is real. Silk Song tomorrow, chat. It's honestly, I'm so excited for Silk Song. Okay. Functional legal software functions once more. Yes. Oh, I do need to reopen the other project as well. Because again, functional product is functional. So basically I have all of my clips here in like my bin file here. And so here's the neat part. Bloodborne 2 is coming this year. It's just been like, yeah, sure. But no. So this one here, if I'm just to search for any of my clips, like, let's go for some B-roll footage, right? It works. If I go to this one here and go for some B-roll, why is it now working? Why are you making me eat my words? This didn't used to work. The search functionality was completely broken in one of them, so I had to just like make a whole new project. Whatever. So I have like 2 projects for one timeline. It's fucked. Is there a funny thing we could put in this bottom corner? He's invincible. I still. If we go find it, fuck it. I mean, I could just recreate. Hold on, I could just recreate this image in Premiere, in Photoshop. Hold on, we have to make it fit. Like with just a photo of you. How's that? Is that good? I think that's good. We just get hold on, wait, I know what we can do. Put S there. Perfect. Because we're gonna do something very stupid. Oh, that needs to be bolded. Nope. Regular bold. Yep. This is beautiful. Yeah. True art. Scale height. We need to like crush it down so it like fits. I think it needs to be like slightly off angle, right? Like slightly. Like it can't look right. It has to look off. He's invincible. Why can I still? Do I just? I mean, I know what I could do actually. We just like cover it with a box, right? The easier way to do it. Okay, no, we'll just yep. Yep. Copy paste that up. Back to change this to I do need to crush. It's looking slightly too. Don't even invincible when it goes hard. Don't even place it with a white box. I think that just means that you can't read it. No, you just can't read it. We leave the box there. We have to leave the box there. And then like let me just go to the Warframe wiki and just get a photo of your rally. Which photo? In menu? No, we use the front on one. Front on the. I gotta bump my whip pack. Not clip it. How's that? I think this is good. I think this is good. Right? Okay.
High emission. After you dismount the board by either
Put in the. What do you mean the Tate? The fuck? What?
recasting Merolina, using your quick melee, or the board dies, you rarely gets another 1 point.
It's great because you only get the context. Fun fact. I think Automod bans link sent to chat. I mean, I just grabbed like the first image on the Warframe wiki for Ureli. It's the most recognizable, even if it's a bit crushed to shit like this. Like, even if it's a bit crushed to hell. Yeah, links are. It's just to stop people from spamming malicious links. You can just DM it to me on Discord though. Let me actually grab a server invite. I can push links. Oh, okay. Disable streamer mode. Disabling the streamer mode for some reason. I'm just gonna throw it in the description. Can I throw it in the edit video? Yes, I can. I'm gonna put it in the description of the stream and then. Yeah, there's now a link in the on that. Oh, stay good. I'm not. No, awful, wretched. No, we go with funny. Can I get this? Wait. I know I can. My bit corrupt. No, fuck. It's an audio effect. Oh wait, visual effect. On. Oh man, I really wanted to bit crush this image so we also can get a where are the pixels mark. Oh no, what not? What is the where are the pixels now, William? Yeah, where are the pixels, William? Sorry, when you Google it, why the fuck is it William Afton? Okay, anyway, like when you Google where are the pixels, William, the first two are the original where are the pixels meme, and the last one is just the regular image with no like bit crushing, and the font is the caption is now I found the pixels, William. It's the good ending. Oh, that's fucking stupid.
He gets another 1.5 seconds of invincibility during this animation period.
I love that you don't get context for the invincible meme until like the last third of this bit.
Lastly, while riding Merolina, Snares gets a casting.
I mean, hold on, there's a thing we can do actually. Here's what we do. Here's the play. Here's the big brain play. Right, we're gonna take all this, and we're gonna nest it, so we don't have to deal with it. Got it? And then as soon as we say invincibility, hold on.
After you dismount the board by either recasting Merolina, using your quick melee, or the board dies, Ureli gets another 1.5 seconds of invincibility during this animation period. Lastly, while riding Merolina, Snares gets a casting speed buff, which can aid in Snares spamming the CC areas even faster. Now, I would like to show this off, but I'm running cast speed shards, which has a slight issue. See, there is a very weird visual bug that occurs when your cast speed is too high, which is that it will appear as if Ureli has an odd stutter between casts.
I mean, if you want to see absolute cinema, we look at the outro, right? Which the outro is so it's this stuff here, right? Which is teases what the next quote unquote frame Bible is going to be. So you know, it's my usual like outro thing. You know, oh, thank you.
Did enjoy the video? Please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Oh, it's being so slow. No. It's Garuda! Yeah. Also, Funny Willwood song, because of course it's a Funny Willwood. It's me, it's going to be a Funny Willwood song. Yeah, Garuda. Garuda's gonna be the next, like, long form for because I really like Garuda, she's so fucking cool. We were still on... No, we were on to... Where did we get up to? No, we got up to Merolina. I lost where we need to find the whole the like invincible meme and then we can go from there. That's like our beacon. Oh, okay, we didn't talk about yes. Yes. Yeah. Foreshadowing is a narrative of this. Dude, Garuda has some
Bring this
goofy shit
animation.
she can do. Like, Blood Bowl getting buffed by Mutalist Quanta, namely, giving the Blood Bowl a crit chance and crit multi. Fucked.
Area.
Absolutely
Lastly,
fucked.
while
Also, fun fact, the Zata's Whisper build is stupid. The Zata's build is really dumb with the Purgator for reasons that will become obvious when I talk about the Purgator in the next mag video. Because there is going to be another, I have like another 3 mag videos planned, right? One is a Magbane's Arsenal, which is a continuation of the Mag Bible in terms of like the latter half, where I just talk about builds and weapons that I like. And then the other 2 are loadout guide, kind of. One is another build that I want to make it its own video, because it's also like, this is a build that works well on mag, but it can also work well on other frames. And the other one is a similar thing. This is a weapon that works really well on mag, but can work well on that is tempo rush. Well, here's the thing. Okay, I will tell you. Yeah, we've got two in. Yeah, I will tell you what the Zata's shit is. Figured out. So, let me fucking open up my like note. Mag is optional. Times. But yeah. So basically, headshots, right? Headshots are a 3 times damage bonus, otherwise known as 300%, right? And Acuity is additive, so it's 350%, right? So you would expect this to be, 650%, right? So this is like the headshot multiplier plus Acuity is 650, right? No. So the headshot multiplier used to be 2 times, 2x, right? In brackets, used to be 2x. And then in Veilbreaker, they buffed it to 3x. By doing this with the formula, right? And Acuity is still it's additive with headshots, right? But it's additive with the old headshot multiplier, which is so this is a 200% old headshot multiplier plus 300 plus the 350% from Acuity times by 1.5 equals 8.25, right? So Acuity is giving more of a bonus than it should. Does her damage still stack infinitely with Garuda, like with Blood Bowl? Whose damage? Garelli, Mag, or Garuda? Like, the damage still stacks infinitely, no, I'm talking about some other goofy shit with Acuity. Right? Because here's the thing about Zata's Whisper, which is one of the builds I have, it's the substitute. Zata's Whisper is a portion of the damage, right? It's 26% of the damage effects. Right? So let's say we have, I did the math on this, let's say we have an attack that deals 100 damage, and we hit a headshot with this Acuity stuff, right? It gets multiplied by 8. That's going to be 820 damage, right? And then Zata's Whisper is going to get, it take 26% of that damage, and then deal that as a second hit of void damage, yeah? So whatever 26% of 825 is 214, right? 214 points, yeah? But here's the fun part. Zata's Whisper can headshot, and it gets boosted by Acuity, meaning that this then gets multiplied by 8.25 again, which results in a system wherein you get significantly more damage out than you put in. Absolutely fucked. Absolutely wretched. Like, I talk a lot of shit about Acuity because it generally isn't a good mod. However, in this use case of Acuity plus Zatas, it's ridiculous. It's insane. You want one guy dead, you will have one guy dead. Right, so like Acuity is more of a bonus than it should be to the headshot multiplier. Zata's Whisper can headshot. Zata's Whisper also gets the buffs from standard Zata's BS. Yeah, but more, because Acuity bumps this from being bumps this from a 3 times damage bonus to an 8.25 times damage bonus. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. Like, again, the initial hit we had here was dealing 100 damage. right? So the initial base damage is 100. The Zata's Whisper damage is 17 times the amount of damage. It's so dumb. It's really, really stupid. It is pretty cool. And you know what frame can like get headshots relatively consistently on account of like projectile redirection? Mag.
While riding Merolina, Snares gets a casting speed buff, which
Oh yes, because it's the weird visual bug.
this has no impact on the actual
It does
casting
work,
of
but
Snares.
it's
You can see that they're still being shot out at a constant rate, but weird animation desync, and I wanted to reassure people that even if you do run positive cast speed and run into this visual bug, it has no impact on your performance. Your release animation is the only thing that is broken here, and the Snares casting is actually completely functional still.
Hey, Mel, it's been a while. It's been so long
Merolina
since I've
was a
streamed.
power.
I was talking about it the other day. It's been like almost a full month. The last time was the 19th of March, and that was before the last video, I think, or like right after.
Detested when I first started playing her again for this video, but I will.
I've just been in call like constantly. Instead of like streaming in the evenings, I've been like in DC chat with people. Link in the description.
Admit, I prefer to use setups that use Merolina over those that don't nowadays. Merolina is more forgiving than other K drives.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I had my dissertation, got that shit submitted, so now we're done, ish, with like university stuff. Yeah, we're just chilling. Welcome to the other video. Hopefully, gonna get out really soon. Like, I know that there's one missing line take, which I will get on. But other than that, like, I don't think there's anything major.
You have
I might be
selective
missing
collision.
footage,
Things like railings and banisters you
Yeah,
can clip
selective
right through without
collision.
issue.
Is inconsistent.
And the cave drive
Why would it
mechanics
be?
took a little time to get used to, but when you hit it just
so
right,
happy.
you can move with this power. Merolina doesn't move entirely like a normal K drive, however. It has the same basic movement controls, but differs when it comes to the movement tech available. You can charge up your jumps as normal, but Merolina also sports a double jump with an increased jump height. This won't matter for most
I didn't even talk about the roll, huh?
times.
That's like the most ridiculous tech Merolina has is the like stupidly good dash roll. Because you can like I have like been able to absolutely fly down tile sets. Typically in like
with
Pennsylvania, the new ones, the above ground ones.
low
Obviously.
ceilings,
The
but
underground
I
ones are
find
okay.
it
but
amazing
just
for those with wide open air but clutters floors, like that of the Earth nodes, several of the Corpus Frostnut, the open worlds, and especially the above ground Holvania tiles, which are sadly few and far between.
Put that in there. Oh god, I love that fucking meme so much. I love look inside Techro. I quote it so often.
Merolina isn't just limited to vertical movement either, oh no.
Oh, I do.
By tapping the roll key, you can perform a dodge which launches you a good distance, and what's more, you can
I haven't actually checked if that's affected by parkour velocity.
perform this dodge
Which, if true, maybe you want to put parkour velocity on your Exilus over range.
mid-air too, meaning you can charge up a jump, roll.
I'm so happy with this clip, by the way. I recorded this footage before I recorded the voice lines, and look at how well it syncs
Meaning
up.
you can charge up a jump, roll, jump again, and roll one more time before you hit
It's
the ground,
perfectly
allowing you to
synced.
cover some crazy distances super fast if the ceiling allows it. Merolina also has access to the same slam shockwave attack of the regular K-Drives by first.
How many of you knew about this? K-Drive's having a slam shockwave attack. It deals like 50 impact damage with a forced impact proc and a forced knockdown. How many people knew about this? Right? It's just, you double tap crouch. If I say
First tapping and then tap holding the crouch button to quickly descend and cause some impact procs on a knockdown. It can, in theory, cause damage, but it's so low and this movement is kind of useful. The faster descent can be nice if you're using the jump dash combo and need to quickly
quest made
duck
you
down.
learn it? Right, true. I did forget about that. But also, like, the quest came out so long ago. It was like, what, 2022? 2021, I think? Like, who the fuck remembers it, you know?
To fit into a doorway, but
I didn't.
I've not used it that much anyways. Lastly, you can also press the swap weapon button to holster.
Zata, what about thermal transfer nourish with the elemental? Okay, so Zata's is... It also works on Saren. It only works on Zata's and Toxic Lash, because the way that they're not adding elemental damage to your weapons, right? So Thermal Transfer, Nourish, Shock Trooper, Smite Infusion, all of those ones They just add a lump sum of elemental damage to your weapon that doesn't combine with any other elements on your weapon. Zarta's Whisper and Toxic Lash, instead of doing that, deal a second instance of damage, and that second instance of damage is based on the hit from your, like, the primary weapon's hit, right? The initial hit, you know? Sauron would also be a really good abuser of it, as well, now that I think about it. Although you don't have a way to automatically target heads. There needs to be a secondary version of the Scourge. Because the Scourge's ult fire is really good.
To your secondary and gain access to the other K-Drive tricks, like flips and grabs. Merolina takes a good bit of work to get used to, but once you get that down, her movement is really fun. But my biggest issue is that while riding Merolina...
Quest. I would say you could do the quest now, so you have her in preparation for the video launching, but also, she's getting a prime soon. Like she's, okay, allegedly, I don't know. This is me spitballing, but she's the next in line to get a prime, and they're announcing the next prime in May. So,
you can't cast Helminth powers, which is a damn shame and kills a lot of the fun. If you choose to slap on a buff like Zarta's Whisper, you need to cast the power, hop on the board for a bit, and when the buff runs out, hop off the board, recast Zarta's, and get back on the board. And not only does this really kill the momentum of gameplay, but can and will get you killed a lot.
Oh, I said butt twice.
Gameplay, but can...
Warframe, we ain't happening, Chief. Oh, this is gonna break shit. Fuck. Is it? I'm gonna break the music. Right, because otherwise it's gonna break the music syncs. They have like the now playing thing. It's gonna break it more. I think we just, it's fine. It's one verbal flub in an hour-long video.
Gameplay, but can and will get you killed a lot of the time. Remember, whenever you're off Merolina, you don't have the 90% damage reduction, meaning it's skill path levels.
Yeah, let us mod Merolina. Some of these would be pretty cool. They would need damage tweaks, obviously, but like leaving heat trail after doing a trick, like fucking sonic boost will be so cool. Juice as well, giving you energy for doing. I think that's the main one I would. Just Slayboard, right? Slayboard would be so fucking neat. And then I took one back. Yeah, I have the stream playing as well. See, like, and like over time, it just slowly like loses a second here and there until you are like 5 minutes behind. I think it's just the issue with YouTube. Like, and most people follow me are on YouTube and very few are on Twitch, so there's no real point for me to migrate over, you know?
Knockdown resistance. Sometimes.
Put the honka in there. Yeah, like Loyal Merolina is knockdown resistance in quotes.
It is so inconsistent, man. The knockdown resistance work.
Did I just pop in? Did I not add any? Oh, I should have done. I did, okay.
Back up Arcane Kamasido. The added.
I might shrink that down. I don't know the fact it's covering your. That's kind of pretty good. You know, it like still is covering her ever so slightly.
Arcane Kamasido. The added movement speed doesn't have too. Added movement speed can stack up Arcane Kamasido. The added movement speed doesn't have too much of an impact, but it provides you really with a less consistent way of getting a strength buff that stacks much faster than something like Augmented. Loyal Merolina is an augment I dislike in theory, but love in practice.
Ah, yeah. Of course. And then we get to Aqua Blaze, which is my least favorite fucking ability on Gurley. It's doo-doo garbage. It's ass. It's ass. I hate it. It's ass. I'm sorry. It
while
just
still
is.
preserving the core of her kit is really nice.
Like, fucking,
Plus,
if I
this
go
all-
to the footage, where is it? That's the demo. Yeah, Surging Blades is bad, lol. That's the name of the, like, background gameplay footage. It just is. Right?
Animation lock preventing the use of suggestion and more of an augment change, but I'd love the ability that hold casting Merolina calls you to summon her as normal, or would call her over to come pick you up.
True! Give us that back! Well, not back. Just give us that. That'd be cool.
Just
Motherfuckers better, like, eat it. I'm looking at YouTube. Bows.
make use of this augment. Less of an augment suggestion, even if we
I do that sometimes. If I'm like, I don't know what to do in terms of editing, like I'm stuck on like a vision that I want to get, and I'm just like, I'm just like. No, at the end of the Bible. No, the end of the Bible has a funny Garuda edit because she's the next frame I plan on making a video.
or to have us ride her into battle, even if we lose.
You mean you don't like every single projectile ability gets outdamaged by? You don't like a single projectile ability that's outdamaged by any other single projectile and multi-projectile HP scaling ability? It's trash.
The sea snare.
The most use. Garuda's great. The most use you will get out of Sea Snare is putting it on Sauron and using Toxic Lash, and then using Archon continuity and have a ring around you that automatically procs slash toxin. That's it. That's its use case. That's it. That's all it does. It's bad. Bad fucking power. It's outdamaged by a fucking catch moon.
It's passive while riding.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
I still think it will be a nice addition to the mod.
Plus, like, the only power it really scales with is Riptide. Right? Because the damage stacking of the augment.
Onto her
The power
third
as a
ability
whole,
then, Aqua Blade.
Aqua Blades as a whole is just a bad power, right? The stats are fucking dog. It's dog. Tag as what? Yeah, like it is a bigger radius than you first think. But then you also get the issue of like if you're hugging enemies, they're not hit. Like, he's not being hit. That's just the residual slash procs. Constantly being stacked. Yeah, like it's 10% of the base damage is the issue, right? Because it only scales with strength. It doesn't scale with like viral priming. It doesn't scale with ability damage. It doesn't scale with Sea Snares vulnerability. If it was the damage you dealt, this would be a really good augment. Because then it would get exponential scaling. But because it's the base damage, so bad. The most I stacked up to in a mission was around like 85k to 100k, if memory serves. Like, it killed things, yeah. But then I ran out of duration, because it took me the full 70 fucking seconds to get to a point where it's usable.
This allows you to recast Aqua Blades as a projectile attack, which travels in a straight line where you're aiming, and has infinite body punch through. The projectile is quite wide, which is nice, allowing you to hit multiple enemies, but the kicker is that every instance of damage dealt by Aqua Blades, be that from the orbiting ring or the thrown projectiles, increase its damage by 10% of Aqua Blade's modded base damage. This kind of scales with strength. While the percentage doesn't increase with strength, the base damage of Aqua Blades does, resulting in higher scaling. Anyways, it is only affected by the base damage of Aqua Blades, while things like damage vulnerability from Sea Snares or viral procs increase your...
Okay, it was the light from the fissure. I was like, did that do a weird like thing where it disappeared?
Viral procs increase your actual damage to targets, The extra damage does not get included when stacking up Surging Blades. To top it all off, whenever you're riding Merolina, the recast cost to toss out your projectiles is 0 energy, making for a quite effective spam build. This also lets you kind of dump efficiency for builds that focus on Surging Blades. Like, don't get me wrong, you still do want some efficiency because of how you want to cast Sea Snares as
I love that the playhead refuses to fucking update ever.
often as possible, but
Yeah, and the other example is target fixation, right? Also an augment that allows you to stack damage, but it lets you go forever. Like, 'cause it only resets after touching the ground for 2 seconds. My proposed change for Sea Snares should be that, like,
the buffs the damage of
for Aquablades
Zephyr's
is if you kill a snared enemy, it increases your duration, similar to how Cyto 9's evade increases headshot.
Tailwind for each enemy that you hit, and the buff
Oh,
resets
it's
after
Chroma's
staying on the ground for
augment
2
mod allows you
seconds,
to reset its
meaning that
duration.
as long as you remember to jump, you can keep stacking the buff permanently. Surging Blades doesn't have this,
God, I had to retake that and it sounds so bad, whatever.
and means that by the time you stack up to an actual useful amount of damage, you only have about 20 seconds to make the most of it. If Surging Blades had the ability to extend its own duration when a certain condition is met, like Cyto 9's evade, say
I'm hoping the noise suppression is covering the noise.
If you get a kill with Aqua Blades on an enemy affected by Sea Snares, it restores
I wonder who that could be. Okay, gotcha.
2 seconds model by duration. This would help that odd ramp up for Aqua Blades, making it a more consistent damage option, as well as encouraging Sea Snare spam, which would work nice with Guardian Merolina. Now, I know that this means it could eventually hit damage cap, but options like Splinter Storm and Target Fixation, like I mentioned earlier, already can, and DE's been fine with that so far.
Target fixation is the bigger offender. Splinter Storm takes fucking ages to stack up. Target fixation can be done so quickly. Like, all it takes is about 20 enemies in a tornado, one cast of Tailwind, doing the, like, slam, and oopsie poopsies, that's a couple million. You know, just super casually. It's a really good, really slept on augment. I just don't like to play it. Like, it is objectively strong.
Also,
You want range and strength and efficiency, you get too many power stats syndrome.
I don't really see the harm.
I mean, I guess you have your entire survivability. Turbulent. We need to go supposed. I'll cope with something.
I feel like I'm missing something when it comes to Aqua Blades. I find this power super underwhelming. Without the augment, it's a small radial stagger around your rally, and with the augment, it's an okay damage tool with a very long ramp up time, and
Yeah, I'm at 57k with 20.
if I'm entirely honest, I would rather just use a secondary weapon that gets the job done instead. Now, you can fully lean into this,
I'm assuming that was lag.
You can fully lean into this, making use of Sea Snare's damage vulnerability, Viral's damage vulnerability, a high strength stat, buffs like Raw, and the mecha set.
Yeah, you need all of this to make it, like, to a point where it's okay. And even then, your Kubro or Predacite can and will just fucking outdamage you. This is all the shit we're using for the build, and, like, oh my god, it's...
to get some truly very silly slash numbers, but even so, it's so much work for something that gets outperformed by most secondaries. I'm really not the biggest fan of this power or its augment. Finally, Yoreli's 4th ability, Rip.
I don't like Aqua Blades, that's why I subsume every other build.
Riptide. Riptide conjures a watery cyclone at your cursor within 40 meters, modelable by range.
In fact, this is a hold cast.
Vortex lasts for 10 seconds, modelable by duration, and will vacuum all enemies in a 15-meter radius, modelable by range, within line of sight.
Mecha set would just steal the spotlight, it's no longer Aqua Blades, it's the Mecha. Yeah, exactly. Right. Because Aqua Blades on its own does fuck all damage, you need Mecha to make it, like, able to kill shit in a radius that matters. Like, 4-meter radius on Aqua Blades, YP, right? You really, really want... Because the issue is, again, right? You want to run Raw, because Raw's going to double dip your damage bonuses, right? You really want Raw. What do you replace? It's probably Sea Snares, now that I think about it. Because you can't replace Merolina, because you want the free cast. You can't replace Aqua Blades, because that's the main thing. Sea Snares is a 200% damage vulnerability, technically way higher because running for strength. I think it's around 400% damage vol. And Riptide is grouping. I mean, when modding for neutral range, if memory serves, or like slightly positive range, I think it's only 145%, so Riptide grouping isn't going to be that impactful. And if you want that kind of grouping, I don't know.
Into that cyclone, afflicting them with ragdoll. When enemies are in contact with the cyclone, they take 500 cold damage every 0.45 seconds. At the end of the ability's duration, or if you recast it,
Focus ragdoll grouping. Yeah, probably, but then like you lose Snares. It does. It has infinite body punch through. It's a 4-meter wide projectile with infinite body. Right? But then you get the issue of you're fucked against an acolyte. Any heavy unit that doesn't immediately like isn't able to be grouped have nothing for them. Right? Because they're so status resistant.
can detonate the cyclone, causing it to explode in a 15-meter radius modeled by range, dealing 2,500 cold damage modeled by strength.
Again, Loyal Merolina being status resistance, not immune. Status knockdown resistance, not knockdown immunity.
Strength, plus an
It's why I unironically run PSF on my Cascade setups.
additional
Because in Cascade, if you get knocked down, you're basically fucked, especially level cap.
50% damage for each enemy inside the cyclone at its end, as well as inflicting knockdown.
It does seem like it's not the regular. Well, no, that's not true. I've been knocked down by explosive weapons before.
Down to all enemies within line of sight of the cyclone. This detonation does have fall off, only dealing 5%
audio.
of its
Hello, my bitrate. The audio isn't actually like that, I promise. It's just
knockdown to all enemies within line of sight of the cyclone. This detonation does have fall off, only dealing 5% of its damage at the outer edge, but this is mitigated by the cyclone itself vortexing enemies into its epicenter. Also, fun fact, holding down the cast button causes your ally to summon the cyclone and instantly dispel it after a short delay. This is ideal to get the most amount of damage from the detonation, since it means that the most enemies are likely to be in Riptide at the beginning of its race.
I like how I talk about, oh yeah, that's how you can optimize Riptide damage, like anyone's going to optimize for Riptide damage.
Versus the end, resulting in more explosion damage. It really isn't much and is not something that you would really notice on the Steel Path, but it's there. The Cyclone can be summoned at some interesting angles. It always wants to spawn perpendicular to the surface you aim at, which for most cases is fine, but in some infested and tech rot missions with their odd geometry, you can sometimes spawn the Cyclone at odd angles, even sideways. This has potential tech in that you could make the center of Riptide pull lower to the ground to enable melee weapons.
Oh yeah, I was talking about how it's a bad grouping ability compared to like other options.
Riptide more as a burst grouping tool, similar to Zephyr's Airburst or Mag's Pull, with the only notable downside being you do have to cancel it
You gotta cancel after each cast, and it's a weaker pull.
first before you can cast another. Similar to her other powers, Riptide can be cast while moving on Merolina, and the grouping gives it good synergy with Surging Blades, allowing it to stack up.
Again, that's just mecha. That's just the mecha proc spreading the slash. That's all it is. It's just the mecha set.
Quite quickly. Now, this can be used for melee grouping, though it's not nearly as good as options like Pull, since it lifts enemies pretty high up, meaning that melee weapons like Harmony have a hard time reaching all the enemies with its heavy attack, but projectile-based melee weapons with infinite body punch through like the Stropher and Chorophel really appreciate this grouping, just like any other punch-through weapon like the Onos. Riptide is not without its faults, however. While, yes, AoE weapons adore the grouping, the issue is that Riptide is a fairly weak pull, compared to something like Nidus's Lava or Mag's Pull, which are both incredibly aggressive.
Probably look inside mecha set. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, hold on. Hold that thought. I'm gonna write that down on my sticky note. Okay. Yeah, memes and bits to add. Tell you what, I need to piss crazy bad. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be back in a second. I always try and use the fucking hotkey to mute myself on Discord. Damn it, I gotta do it. Back in a second. Alright, we're back. Right, sorry. I was very confused as to why I didn't have an audio source for my Premiere Pro audio.
Riptide has an awful habit.
Let's do the look inside mecha set thing. Okay. Using one of the plate maker things, 'cause I actually drag it into Photoshop and do it because I don't want to font. Neat. Oh, I fucking said mecha-et. Okay. Alright, whatever, we'll just... Hello again. Yeah, we're still going. Oh, wait, hold on, fuck. Did I not change the scene back? I did change the scene. Okay, I got once again delay on my end. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Neat. Right.
Habit of not holding on to enemies very well, and if you use an explosive weapon, enemies affected by Riptide can and will end up flung out of it, stifling most of the utility. Since the range decreases over its duration, these enemies are unlikely to be sucked back into the vortex in most cases. Overall, despite its fumbles, I rather enjoy Yoreli's kit. She's a very, very good gunrunner frame, especially with certain weapons, which I'll go over
I
after.
do need to... Yoink. Okay, sweet. I'll throw that in somewhere. When we actually get to it.
Lava or Max Pull, which are both incredibly aggressive, Riptide has an awful habit of not holding on to enemies very well, and if you use an explosive weapon,
Yeah, like Compressor's a bad weapon on Yoreli, ironically. Just because of this. It's throwing stuff out, you know? So sad, like,
Enemies affected by Riptide can and will end up flung out of it,
like,
stifling most of the utility. Since the range decreases over its duration, these enemies are unlikely to be sucked back into the vortex in most cases. This setup focuses on making use of Loyal Merolina to spam out Snares for you, and provides your weapon of choice a nice viral damage.
Oh wait, yeah, that's the end of the kit section, right? We're now on to the build section.
Stifling most of the utility. Since the range decreases over its duration, these enemies are unlikely to be sucked back into the vortex in most cases. Overall, despite its fumbles, I rather enjoy Yoreli's kit. She is a very, very good gunrunner frame, especially with certain weapons, which I'll go over after we discuss the builds, as certain weapons work best on certain builds, so I'll point that out when we get there. Starting off then with a Loyal Merolina gun buffer build. This setup focuses on making use of Loyal Merolina to spam out Snares for you.
What? Hmm? You'll see that, right? Why are there two mods? What's going on there? Like, huh? Drop shadow? I don't have any drop shadow effects on it. No, like, you toggle VFX, there's nothing. Really, who's gonna notice that? And moving on. The multipliers together. Build. Found my beloved. That'd be funny to tell it true. Does nothing for Merolina. It does allow you an extra layer of safety when Merolina goes down. Loyal Merolina for our Snares spam, a rank 4 fleeting expertise and streamline for efficiency. Now we're using rank 4 fleeting as efficiency is capped at 170. Come on, no. I have acknowledged my own flubs when it comes to my own recording stuff in this video because I think that's funny. Where is it? One of these. Posing. Here. Here. What about this one? Combat discipline here is for tech. See, I forgot about Freaky Sonic. No, no, why is he there? No, Freaky Sonic when there's tech. No. Yes. Is he still in chat? Hey, Julio. Guess what this gif is? Guess what this gif is? It's Julio, who helped me cook up this and even more devious shit. Whoa, it's you! For both this project... His expression turns freaky. And a few others down the line. Oh, no. Yep. Oh! That's very good that I caught this. Okay, neat. This is why we review stuff. We put a red. Ability card. I have one for Omori though. Nope. Maybe do I not? I might not. No, I do. I know I do. Oma. Ori. Yes, I have it right here. Opted for Omamori, partially because you can then heal your rally for any damage she takes from combat. Wait, did I say that? We'll get a crop effect. Hey, boom. Lie. Right then, yeah. Get a crop mask, you get me? And we put one in that corner there. And we like fill out our masks too. Alright, boom. Like we do the same on all the corners. Hey, alright. Meh, meh, meh. Bum, bum. Putting down the stream today, I look over and see Julia, my beloved.
Omamori, partially because you can then heal your rally for any damage she takes from combat discipline, but also because you can't cast any helmet powers while riding Merolina. So
No, I already have. Okay. I already have a. You know what? I already have the fish audio in this video somewhere. Don't you worry.
opted to choose one that makes it even harder to kill and rarely needs to be recast. The only alternative to this is to run Gloom, which we can make good use of thanks to a very high range and decent strength that we run on this build, but I find that Aurelia has more than enough CC.
I'll have them like swap out. I'll do like a switch pan.
Already, and Omamori's 50%
Oh, no, you worry. It's got a wonderful, beautiful image to accompany it. Oh, okay, good. Fucking caught that as well. Add the Omamori thing in the background. You can really see how dogshit the green screen is. I need to mess with my parameters more time.
Soka Merolina Guardian, but hey, it's slightly more consistent uptime on it, I don't know. You can run other helmets here, such as damage buffs like Raw, armor stripping like Aura.
I have that, don't I? Ew, why? I guess I recorded them and never put them in. Also. And then we do the same again. Oh, we go to the... And we draw... Middle...
Aura from eyes, but I'm
here we go, okay.
later.
Okay, well, no, there it goes. Great, love that. Yes, yeah. You know, I love Premiere Pro, actually. It's a very good net editing platform. Here's the thing. I've never had it crash this fucking bad in a very long time, and I think it's only because I'm live. And, like, sure, it could just be, oh, sure, you're pulling more resources because you're, like, streaming or whatever. But it also could just be because God hates me and thinks it's funny. What do we lose? We didn't lose anything, lovely. Oh. That's a problem. We're gonna hope that it's just loading. It was just loading. Oh, I thought we lost all the audio. Okay, that's fine.
Next up is the Surging Blades build, making use of, you guessed it.
Alright, well, now it is time we use the funny meme that we made. The funny meme. Later. Oh, go save pictures. It did, yeah.
The mecha set. I am nothing if not a creature.
Actually, put it over top of, don't I? And I can.
Mecha set. I am nothing if not a creature of.
I might make it so that it slides into like over here. Is that too hard to? Yeah. Neat.
I am nothing if not a creature of habit. This build makes use of the high scaling potential of Surging Blades with the mecha set to spread those procs over a massive area and amplify their damage through mecha status amplification and mecha status recursions. I have a whole video on the topic which will be pinned in the top right, but
oh, I have so much stuff I have to pin in the top right for this video.
Sure.
God, I'm gonna spend like just as long doing the description and the odds and stuff as like actually editing it.
mecha causes DOT procs to make more DOT
Oh, the
procs,
timestamps.
and the damage
God,
of these procs is increased for each DOT we inflict to an enemy. Confusing? Yeah. Incredibly strong? Yes.
God, I did get a funny mecha clip, didn't I? Search mecha. Mecha. That's not how you. Yep. True to form. File name funny mecha moment. That's at least it's something like that. Oh no.
Yes. Well, the damage of Surging Blades doesn't care if someone's seen it by water to roll, and result in faster TTK for mob. We can't use the season and with the users we'll have to replace the for a good reason. Yes, no. Yeah, incredibly strong. Yes. While the damage
For context, steamed hams. Yeah, it's a steamed hams reference.
incredibly strong. Yes.
Because I noticed how I sounded when I said it, and I was like, yes.
While the damage of Surging Blades doesn't care for external buffs like Snares, viral, or ability damage buffs like raw,
Boy, it's getting choppy.
the actual damage of the blades
In steamed hams? In this economy? My
resulting in
God.
a faster TTK for mob clearing. So for that, we are making use of Snares and the Epitaph modded like this to use.
Ooh, do I have my epitaph build? Yes, I do. Let's go. Oh no, there's literally no visual effects because I'm lazy. Sweet. Works out well for me. Okay, delete that.
The Epitaph modded like this to use as a primer tool, and a subsumed raw for double dipping damage bonuses on the slash procs from Aqua Blades. While I have had to replace the 4, it's for a good reason. Yes, not having a consistent grouping tool like Riptide kind of sucks, but not having the free cast from riding Merolina or the 200% damage vulnerability from Snares sucks even more. The build is as follows: Mecha Empower and Mecha
Build. Here. Okay.
blades, but we don't get free casts of sea snares, and with a 45% in efficiency, but I prefer the consistency that Energize provides with our larger energy pool. You can also choose to run Steadfast here and use the 3 free casts on it on sea snares, but that's more micromanaging than I find worthwhile. I'm gonna be 100% honest, I am not the biggest fan of this build or playstyle, but I wanted to show at least one offering for the Surging Blades Augment, partially as a cry for help. I can't find a way to make this thing fun. It is a way to play Yoreli, just not one for me. I would much rather just ride on Merolina and use something like a Catch Moon Kick Gun to get a similar effect. The ramping damage is neat, but the fact that it resets at the end of the duration is just so eh.
Again, like, it kills stuff with mecha. It's just
Regardless,
mecha.
at the end of the day, it is still a mecha setup, so if Surging Blades ever decides to fail you, just run a status-focused secondary weapon and replace Surging Blades with Merolina Guardian, and you have a really good variant of this build. Lastly, we
Yes, the first of the 2 Cascade setups.
have a Cascade setup, which changes tack entirely to be all about using your abilities and make the sensory overload of Cascade a little bit more manageable. This is done with Shocker Silence.
I have that. I know I have that. Yes, I do. Let's go. Over here. True. Yeah. Drop one. I mean, like, Catch Moon Kick Gun is a weapon I have been, like, sort of toying around. Oh, I didn't want to. You know, the Catch Moon is a weapon I'm sort of toying around with a little bit now. Nothing concrete, nothing, but mag weapon. Right? It's kind of just like a very, very good early game, new player friendly budget version of the Tenet Plasma, right? Like, it doesn't have the same bounce stuff, sure, but like it works.
Not only is it able to stun enemies, turn off Xmas powers, Acolyte powers, Kuva spear throws, but it also shuts off the Thrax's ghost form, which means that you have an easy time killing.
I have that clip. I swear I added these clips as well. I must have. Didn't.
When the Thrax go ghost, they cleanse themselves of all ability effects, including Sea Snare's damage vulnerability. I will admit this is less of an issue on Yoreli than it is on Mag, since you can toss out 5 snares at once, so if it does dispel it, the other ones will quickly fill its place. But at the higher levels of gameplay like Cascade, where enemy density is plentiful, there is a very high chance that these snares that you cast will immediately get distracted and go target other things, resulting in you needing to recast anyway. So how are we surviving then? CC alone won't help much with the health tanking issue, since
There it is. Yeah, happy Ismo. I do need to get. I haven't added. I know I haven't added the clip of fish gating yet. So, make sure. And it's. Remember how I said that when you cast Merolina, you get 4 seconds of invincibility? Well, by dispelling and recasting Merolina, you get another 4 seconds of invincibility. So we can chain these together. Duration, let's just make this 200%. And double it. Just to make
ability. So we can chain these together to act as an on-demand rolling guard that you can chain back to back to back for infinite invincibility, aka fish gating. This playstyle, it's the fish of war. This play, I might not make it spin as much because it's hard to read it. That do 3x, just make it 2x. This playstyle is really active, and having to get that muscle. Yeah, like I put the silence ability card in here. Why the fuck didn't I put it in the first time? I was like, why is it so low down? It slaps it down. Elite checks them and makes them significantly easier to. Alright. There it is. You know how I mentioned I joked about my own verbal flub? Vigor for shield recharge, arcane velocity, and arcane aegis for more secondary fire weight, as well as a fire weight. Fire weight. What gives you more secondary fire weight? Oh fucking hell. Yeah, fire weight as well as a ton of survival comfort. The double shield recharge mods are on here purely for comfort. It means your shields will recharge faster, giving you a bigger shield gate more frequently, and provides an added layer of cushioning should your Merolina spam fail. But if you are an absolute god gamer, which I am not, you can drop these two mods for anything of your choice. Personally, I would recommend running Energy Nexus for the passive. I'd still prefer the double. Oh, is this? And in a game mode like Cascade, where one slip up can very easily result in your death, especially as if on fucking cue. Hold on. Other times I get ragdolled 3 feet away. And in a game mode like Cascade, where one slip up can very easily result in your death, is perfectly timed. I didn't mean to do that. That's fucking perfect. Oh my god. Hold on. I need to fucking. And in a game mode like Cascade, where one slip up can very easily result in your death, especially at level cap. I just need to, like, hold on, export this. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god. So silly. So dumb. So dumb! Oh god. Yeah, wait, actually. Oh man, I really. Okay, maybe it will take 6 minutes. Do I want to wait for it? I'll do it later. I'll just mark it for now. Equip some to the as much as I say I gotta drive anymore. Yeah, see man, thanks for stopping by, I do appreciate it. From other sources like Yonairu, then you could run Cunning Drift for range here. Or, like some of the masochists out there, you can run Power Drift and Gamble. This build works in Cascade, but it is very active and isn't for everyone, including me. Ureli can work in Cascade, but the constant Merolina spam really hurts my hands after playing for a while, so it's not the most comfortable to run for longer Cascade runs. I've taken this build to level cap twice, and I was only going to do it once, but the first time, the footage looked like this. Of course, this one fucking got you. Yeah, basically, Power Drift is only a 30% chance to resist knockdown, unlike Prime Sure Footed, which is a 100% chance. But Power Drift also costs less capacity and gives you power strength. So you gamble. You have to fucking gamble with Power Drift. Yeah, also this is the like dogshit bitrate thing. I decided it would be really funny to also bit crush my audio, so it sounds so like... I've taken this build to level cap twice, and I was only going to do it once, but the first time,
the footage look like this. So we went again and hit
Crush
clap.
the hell out of
It's
it.
okay. It's pretty comfy, especially in squads when you don't have all the heat on you. I've never taken it level cap solo though, as that's not something I'm really interested in.
Editing that. Yeah, this is
Hi
editing.
there, editing Rowan here.
Yeah,
So I was
this is my
staring
fever dream.
blankly at this Cascade setup and was suddenly hit by a bolt of...
Yeah, so I decided, like, hey, maybe we can make your release shield gate with counter shields, brief respite, 2 auger mods on the primary, 2 auger mods on a Diriga, and it works. It's so silly. Also, I love this. Diriga is the best primary companion.
Laser Prime modded like this to take advantage of Arc Coil, Manifold Bond, and Tenacious Bond, allowing us to prime enemies with 9 different elements: Impact, Slash, Puncture, Viral, Heat, Electric, Radiation, Magnetic, and Void. Thanks to Astral Bond. It gives us a 1.2 final crit damage boost and replenishes our shield for us whenever they deplete, thanks to Guardian. I'd like to see your Panzervolpifiler do all that.
Why was it literally 2 frames?
I'd like to see your Panzervolpifiler do all that. Anyway, here is the Ureli
Well,
build
Panzer.
itself.
Yeah, like this quality here, where it's like, ooh, sharp, ooh, pretty, is what the whole video is. The reason why this looks like shit is just because it's proxied. Bid build.
A DOT proc, we can fishgate, and by the time the iframes from fishgating runs out, the proc is long gone. For the arcane...
Okay, again, I have the unmemoriability card. Which companion? This is Diriga. Diriga's stupid goof. I hope I didn't break. Yeah, Diriga is...
Again, is silence, but if you wanted to, you could run...
Diriga's great. I also forgot to mention that Diriga can enable you to not only increase your critical damage, increase your crit tier by 10%. So like give you a 10% chance to go from a yellow crit to an crit, or an orange red crit, or a red crit to a tier 4 crit, etc. Or it can allow you to shield gate much easier, or enable shield gating on some frames that otherwise would not be able to. Diriga is the best priming companion, don't at me. 3 elements? Yeah, I can show you. So the reason why is probably only modding for 3 elements. Run this, right? Because you're gonna proc viral, slash, puncture, heat, radiation, impact, magnetic. Right? Because it's all the elements you mod on and the base elements. And this is on the burst laser prime. So you also run 1 crit chance mod to get you above 50% crit chance for a 1.2x boost to your crit damage from Bond, and then we're running 2 auger mods. If you don't need the auger mods to shield gate, you instead run the burst rifle prime with basically the same setup. You swap these for 2 vigilante mods, and all of a sudden you have a 10% off your crit tier. It's so good. It's so good. Diriga's the best prime. It's the best supportive companion, really. Like best general support companion. Obviously, if you like absolutely need grouping and you don't want to run a grouping ability or any other form of grouping, then you know fucking Nautilus with Warden's gonna work okay, right?
Omamori.
Make them like overlap. Screenshot that real quick because I use Gauss pretty good for game.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, again, it really depends. Like, if the frame needs it, then run it. If the frame doesn't need it, run the burst rifle prime instead. Do double vigil. And then also don't run assault mode.
Just save a mod slot, because you just want it to spam out arc coil. You don't want it to actually shoot the gun. Yeah, so just run other mods. Just run like Astral Bond for extra void damage every now and again. It's neat.
I need my switch pen. Frames long. In theory, this is silence, but if you wanted to, you could run Omamori. A 50% chance to knock take damage is really nice. It's just not. I am gonna slap it. Yeah. Silence, but if it also depends on the weapon, right? Because if it has IPS, then it'll inflict IPS. If it doesn't, then you know. If you wanted to, you could run Omamori. I'm gonna set this to blue. Just put the focus back. Mori, a 50% chance to knock take damage is really nice, especially. Lovely. And instead want to run endless missions like survival or disruption, you can go with whatever, probably raw or eclipse depending on your weapon. Loyal Merolina is on here just to make fish gating consistent. While it does suck we have to dump efficiency, meaning it only spits out a snare every 3.1 seconds. It can, like, this is kind of a big stretch of no, but I don't know what like, so I'm just talking about the build that I've already shown off. No point flashing the build on screen. At least help us to shield tank at lower levels of Steel Path, up to around level 500 to 1000-ish, thanks to the 90% damage redirection and constant shield regeneration we get whenever we cast a power. And when enemy levels get too high, we can then swap to fish and shield gating for our main forms of survivability. I will admit, I have not taken this build to level cap yet, but just from looking at it, it should work. On shards. 2 tau cast speed, 1 tau equal time flow.
Over the course of making this video, the following section has been changed a lot. Partly because of the most recent update, Tekra Encore. Well, this update had the usual stuff, new weapons, a new frame, some more arcanes, a fun new game mode or two, etc. They made one change that completely altered my weapon choice.
Yeah, I got some condition overload built weapon. Yeah. Like, again, if you don't need the extra shield conversion that the Augur set gives to get a full gate after casting your whatever power you're casting them, just run the burst rifle choice, both when it comes to your rally and in general. 2 mods. Primary and secondary Acuity. These mods grant... We might bump.
Over the course of making this video, the following section has been changed a lot. Partly because of the most recent update, Tekra Encore. Well, this update had the usual stuff, new weapons, a new frame, some more arcanes, a fun new game mode or two, etc. They made one change that completely altered my weapon choice, both when it comes to your rally and in general. 2 mods. Primary and secondary Acuity. These mods grant bonus damage and critical hit chance on a headshot at the cost of making multi-shot unmoddable. However, for some weapons, this was a multiplicative bonus, resulting in some very large crit chance bonuses that could allow certain weapons that struggle to hit orange crits skyrocket all the way up to tier 6 red crits. This was a very fun mod. It gave these multi-Acuity weapons a viable niche, making mediocre weapons like the Evans Song, Gorgon Incarnon, Basmu, Sestra Incarnon, the Grimoire, and the Tenet Diplos a fun interaction that made them able to keep up with the Zoom and Boom meta weapons. Until they killed it. Yeah, Tekra Encore, they changed it and removed all sources of this multiplicative crit. This means that on every weapon, Acuity is downright worse than multi-shot, which is so sad. DE had a fun alternative playstyle focusing around headshots, enabled a unique modding setup to focus on it, and giving players some honest-to-god build variety, and they just went and axed it. So now the most variety you get is, I guess, the Zaraman Incarno weapons, which mods for negative crit chance, and the choice between modding for status when a weapon's crit stats are too low. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not sad about this, I am. There were some
I do kind of think that this is a whole overreaction on my part a little bit, but I do go on to
weapons that I really enjoyed with it.
because, like, it is sad, right? These weapons went from having a genuine niche to, like, kind of just being worse, like, fucking shit again.
The Acuity, and now they are just not
They're not weapons that really benefit from them.
worth running,
Maybe
since
I'll
they're
mess
so
with them some more.
heavily overshadowed by other options. The Zymos probably got the worst end of this treatment as well. It had a funny negative 2.1 billion damage setup.
Yeah, that's a funny number. James dead. You know? Like, ugh.
And now it's just a worse version of the Spore Laser kit gun.
Hi again, Editing Rowan here. So
Like, see what I mean? Different days, my voice sounds so different.
I was under the impression that Acuity works how it is described to work,
It is really
but forgot that this is in fact Warframe, and that the C in Digital Extreme stands for consistency. So headshots are supposedly a 300% damage bonus, and Acuity is additive with that bonus, right?
You can tell I did this segment on a completely separate day because it's so much more visuals going on. Like the other stuff before, it was just like, yeah, it's just gameplay with me yapping.
Right? So the headshot damage
I think that the more visual stuff is better, but like, I can only do so much before it gets to the point where it's like subway surfers in the bottom corner, because there's nothing that I can throw on screen that's related to what I'm talking about.
should be 300%, the headshot damage bonus, plus 350%.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was. Editing Rowan taking a recording while I was being watched my second Editing Rowan. Yeah, we have Editing Rowanception.
The Acuity headshot damage
This is the thing as I was explaining earlier about Acuity, right? And this is part of the reason why Zartas is fucking nuts, because it can also headshot and get a bigger bonus than it's supposed to.
bonus, making it up to 650%, right? Well, wrong. You see, prior to Veilbreaker, the headshot bonus was 2 times, and Veilbreaker bumped it up to 3. And how did they do this? Not by changing the multiplier from 2 to 3, that would make far too much sense. Instead, they multiplied it by 1.5, like this. Now, take a wild guess as to where in this formula Acuity acts. That's right, inside of the brackets, because that makes sense, apparently. This results in a
I had to use like 8 different DS's on that on that particular part of the script because of how bad my mic peaks. I need to get a new mic. This is a fucking £15 piece of shit I got from like Amazon. I want to say like 5 years ago now. I need a better mic. I need that Shure SMB7, whatever the fuck it's called. Would that cost
final
money?
damage bonus of 825%. Now, this may sound pretty good, but just remember that multi-shot is also a damage multiplier, and it's able to hit heads and get the same 3 times damage multi as Acuity can. And multi-shot is a 330% damage bonus, multiplicative with the headshot bonus. So you take the multi-shot bonus and multiply it by the 3 times headshot multi, and that's an effective 9.9 times.
What, you're telling me Rowan is British? Whoa. As if it's not horribly obvious from my accent. Yippee, British.
Damage
Dude!
multiplier. Multi-shot also increases your crit chance, kinda, by virtue of just firing more bullets, each with their own crit chance, and the same goes for status. Acuity is only ever worth running if you have a high enough base crit chance to bump
It could be worse.
you up a crit tier, and with enough crit damage to close the gap between Acuity and multi-shot's damage multiplier, and you are hitting headshots 100% of the time, which...
Julio, how do you not know this? I've been at it.
Again, keep in mind, Warframe is a horde shooter.
Again,
Why bother lining
issue
up
with
the perfect shot for 1 fucktillion damage if
I'm not sure if Aussie or British, not gonna lie.
I mean, the time zones would tell you that I'm not Australian by virtue of the fact that I would have been streaming from what is essentially 1 a.m. to where it is now 5 a.m. Aussie time, whereas it's, you know, PM UK
Kimi
time.
Gonzalez 2012 is able to WM1 with his Tauren Incarnon and clear a room before you can line up your shot.
I'm gonna go try in the BQ about it.
Acuity is not as bad as I first believed it to be, but the fact still stands. It's worse than multi-shot in almost every single case, unless you're using a very high crit chance single target weapon on units with incredibly high health.
Nah, Aussie accent is awful. I have a perfectly serviceable Australian accent. I don't know what you mean. They're not recording upside down, that should have been a giveaway. Yeah, that's true. Death Crown Rose on the Discord, so it has a dog shit sleep schedule. I need to get them to send me their fucking Discord name. Not Discord name. Their YouTube. Right, because so fun fact. I am currently have been invited to work on 2 separate videos by other Warframe YouTube. One of which being dear friend of the channel, Suckmutt, who has invited me to do a segment in his next video, which is on Kome. As a lot of people already know that the first video on my channel was going to be an hour-long deep dive into Kome, similar to the Mag Bible, but the footage for that was horribly corrupted, and I think I deleted stuff I got. Like, the Premiere profile would, like, the project file wouldn't open. It corrupted it. I lost all the, right? I lost all the editing I did, and I just kind of gave up because I didn't want to. I could have probably re-edited it in like 3 fucking days now, right? But like, I'm not going to because that was, you know, that was in Kome in the 5 Fates. Stuff has changed since then, right? We got and lost Acuity and that. So he's invited me to talk about it. I need to play a lot more Kome. I need to play with the Augment. And the other one is Deathground, who is doing a ridiculously long Chroma deep dive, and is having me on to explain 2 of the builds that having me on to explain how multiplicative Guncio works, because apparently that's not common knowledge, which is entirely fair. And is also letting me explain one of the builds, because it was a build we cooked up together and I did all the testing for, so it's using Pyrotechnics, which is Temple's new subsume, the newest shop. And it hits some goofy numbers, like 500,000 damage heat ticks kind of numbers. It's silly. And because like I had Temple subsumed, Deathground didn't, so I did all the testing for them. And so I get to yap about it. And guess what? That build is better on Mag. Anyway,
Like, Demolists is
oh, speaking of Deathcrown, oh you poor guy, oh you poor sword. Oh man, and this is the one where he allegedly quote unquote fixed his build.
the only thing that really comes to
man.
mind.
Yeah.
Overall, my stance on Acuity hasn't changed.
I do need to learn how Gmod works, because the way that we transition away from me yapping back to him is that I'm gonna talk about like whatever I'm talking about. Like, this works really better on Mag. Here's why you should play Mag, and then he's going to like add gunshot sound, and then I'm going to get a model of Mag Prime in Gmod, get green screen footage of that, and when the gunshot goes off, Killbind. So then you just have Mag Prime crumple to the ground. It's not going to be my fashion, unfortunately, but it's just going to be like the default Mag Prime, just like gunshot crumples, like, completely fucking ragdoll.
Changed much. It's not as bad as I thought, and there are some weapons that can really abuse it, but
Oh god, I've just seen this massive purple and I know exactly what it is. I've decided to take a very interesting
nowhere
approach
near
to
as well
how
as they
I'm
could
presenting people in this video, in that I'm turning them into fucking memes.
before, it's still worse than multi-shot in most cases save for disruption, or when you need to hit one motherfucker really, really hard with forced gas or blast procs to trigger a big AoE of damage, but even still,
Yep. Oh, fuck up. I can't change it now because it's gonna break everything. Oh, why did I do this to myself?
even still,
No, well,
there's like only one weapon.
that's fine. You know, I can't be bothered to re-edit it all because like one line is fucked.
Weapon that comes to mind, and that's the Purgator.
Okay, and the audio cut out.
But
There is
that's
audio
a
there.
topic for a whole separate video. Massive thank you to Amalistic for helping out with all of the maths on this segment. I
dog shit at it, and it took me like 3 or 4 attempts to get any of these numbers right. Regardless, back to the rest of the video.
Lalo and I forgot to add them as honorable mentions. Oops. Well, here's what we do. No, we use it to drive analytics, because you'll, like, comment, like, oh, what about the Lato and the Bronco? At least you're fixing this kind of stuff. I'm not fixing it, though. I lazy to fix. I know it's there. It's worse that I know it's there, right?
But even still,
Right? Because the issue is, if I cut this out, then everything shifts backwards, and that breaks the music, as well as the visual sync with it. And then if I lock the music in place so it doesn't fuck up the music, it messes up all the visuals that correlate with the music, and that's a lot of shit to change. It's fine. It's one of the things I just need to do a full listen through before I actually do something. But I get too excited and just...
There's the obvious ones, the Oki core.
I love how you're like, at least you're fixing this, man. Most people ignore it. And I'm like, no, I'm not. You're like, oh, well, fuck you.
Or the Dual Talks, the Furious. They're as good as they always are, but you already know that, so there's no point in talking about.
Like, it's absolutely just a thing of like, oh, I'm being a lazy shit, right? I'm 100% just being lazy. But also, and effort.
Here are the builds and the evos if you want them, but I want to talk about a few weapons I've really enjoyed as of late on Yorelli, and also try and get you thinking, looking back at your arsenal, staring blankly at these weapons and thinking, huh, maybe there's something there. Starting off with the Twin Comac.
My fucking baby, I love the
What a
Comac.
monster. The infinite ammo and fire rate buffs you get from Pistolier and Velocity do wonders, especially on the Guardian Merolina build. The Comac are a pair of fast-firing shotgun pistols which have a ramp-up akin to their older sibling, the Comb. Twin Comac are a status-focused weapon with a very high base status chance of 69, nice.
Oh, I need to get my... Have to. Legally, we have to. Ah, fuck it. Go to your track.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Percent.
That kind of. I gotta. No, I'll just. Make it bigger. Ooh, it's a little bit big. Yeah, that's good.
69, nice. Percent. 9. Chance of 69, nice. Percent. A fairly
9. Doesn't get the full thing off, just
low crit chance and an average critical multiplier. Thanks to this really high fire rate when spooled up, you can make really good use of secondary Enervate, and thanks to the innate punch through the weapon has, it can deal really good damage to enemies caught up inside of Riptide. I have two...
Oh yeah, it's super cool. I do enjoy this visual.
For damage. If only we had some way to, like, improve the reload speed and fire rate to the point where we can save on these mod slots. Oh yeah!
I just love that. I've done like 3 videos now.
For the build, Galvanized Diffusion and Lethal Torrent for multi-shot and a hint of fire rate. Creeping Bullseye and Prime Target Cracker for appreciated. The Despair Incarnon.
Yeah. Like how I chose for my like underwrapped Incarnon to go for Despair instead of Broncos.
You're on Fatal Affliction for base damage. Swift Delivery.
Ooh. You're not blurred. Why are you not blurred? There we go. Just sworn I threw a blur.
You're on Fatal Affliction for base damage, Swift Deliverance for Parallel for more crit stats to scale nicely with Ureli's passive. Since it's a base crit chance boost, it has more of an effect. Now, if you wanted to, you can run Stalker's Vendetta here.
Yeah. I did blur on this one, but not on this one, I see. I'm very smart.
For a higher base damage and more multi-shot. However, you are forced to run the Dread and Hate. This is fine for Merolina Guardian builds since you're locked to your secondary anyway, but I don't run this since with Merolina I find it harder to hit headshots on account of the drifty K-drive movements. Again, it's a skill issue, but I prefer to run the Despair on loyal Merolina setups over Guardian Merolina setups. As for the build, Galvanized Diffusion, Magnetic Might for magnetic and crit damage, Primed Heated Charge. I thought I'd just throw it in here at the end. Next up is another Rowan makes a primer weapon a viable damage option in the Xanthi.
Yeah, I love this one. Ooh, do I have the Xanthi space stats? I don't think I do. I do not. Okay, well, either way, I'm gonna run to the bathroom again real quick, because who knew drinking like a full 3 liters of water would be a bad idea. So I'm back in just like 1 second. Turn. Sorry about that. Right, okay. Where was I? Xanthi base stats. Yeah, I need that. Let me real. Well, I got that though. Guess not. Oh, yes. Oh, what's this? What? Oh, that's hollow. Then we have Coda Cat. Oh, I think that's another. Yeah, that was one of the texts that. I want to be. I'm gonna switch planet out again. That's the easiest. Oh, we glitched it in. We'll glitch it out then. And now we can switch. Okay. Wait, build. Mods. Right, jank, I see. Oh. Sorry, chat, give me one moment. Oh, bro, I just realized I had... God. Anyway, chat, sorry, back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. Guess what? It crashed again. Thank God it has so many autosaves though, right? Good lord. Oh, 3 projects unexpectedly quick. You don't say. It was like as soon as I got up as well, it decided to shit a brick and it just didn't work. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh. Of course it did. Yeah, well, why wouldn't it? It's Premiere Pro, so... I saw that.
Run lethal momentum for more damage at the end of the beam, provided you aren't going to use ammo mutation and are getting that buff from some other source, be that...
This hasn't updated in a very long time.
A friendly Lavos, or using carrier.
Okay. Oh.
Lastly, we are running...
We'll see. I'm pretty confident that I'm not missing any clips. Whatever this one is, vision instead. And then that clean, yapping it. Ooh, that
However,
is missing.
with grouping, this means that the first hit will
No, it's not.
lift enemies, the second hit will hit them with a bunch.
Yeah, the one melee weapon I show off the stamp of these. And then also I show off this fucking tweet. This fucking not, yeah. Post on Blue Sky by Pablo, wherein he says that after Tech Rock, melee slams. Right? So, here's the thing. Those who know will get the reference.
It's goofy, it's silly, it's slam slop, but it hits some funny gas clouds which offset that. You play by the rules on this one. It should go without saying that you're going to want to use Loyal Merolina setups with this. You can't melee...
I was unaware. Other Warframe YouTuber, Gaz, completely crashed out about this tweet and was like, all these people on Reddit are complaining, whereas us players who play by the rules get shafted. Some of the funniest shit.
Oh god. On Blue Sky, but still, I hope that weapons with unique slam gimmicks like this and the Tenant Livia don't get hit as hard by these nerfs. They don't deserve to suffer for the sins of something like the Magistar. But if they do get nerfed, that's fine. Glaives still exist and they've been broken secretly the entire time. So then, that is Ureli. A frame I went in with tepid expectations but came out the other side having a newfound appreciation for. While she was better pre-Tech or Encore thanks to abusing the ever-living daylights out of multi-Acuity,
Gas crashing out gives you joy. Bro, it's kind of sad to see that grown man just be like, we play by the rule. I fucking take the piss. Like, I was bitter about, I think, like, there's ways that you can portray it. I was incredibly bitter about Acuity, right? But, like, fuck it. Whatever. Oh well. Multi-shot's still really, like, it's not like we lost anything. Like, yeah, multi-shot's, oh well. Evan's song went from being a funny weapon I would run every now and again to a weapon I don't think of ever, so, yeah. And shit like that. I'm like, yeah, it's sad. It's not the end of the world. Well, yeah, exactly, right? Even if they do nerf slams, it just means that glaives are back. That's literally all it means, because before the Asia server did all Wukong slam stuff, like a year ago, I think, it was just glaives. Everyone was using the fuck out of glaives, because they were really good, right?
She can still work super well. She is a fun gun frame with a very good damage vulnerability, some ridiculous movement tech, mecha set potential, good grouping, all tied together with a strong crit chance buff for secondaries, and I have really enjoyed messing with her. She does have her flaws, don't get me wrong. The slow speed of Snares and its odd targeting, the time it takes to get used to Merolina, Aqua Blade's lackluster damage without the augment, and Riptide's odd placement and shrinking radius can all be sticking points, but these are all issues you can play around, and if you learn
That's not right. That's not right. That's not the name of that song. I can't remember the name of that song, because it's in, I think, either Japanese or Korean. Shall we find out? Oh no, it's here somewhere, right? History. There it is. We over to Google Translate. Famously reliable Google Translate. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's fine. It's not credited to like be done by. That feels wrong. It's always a complaint. It's not. The fucking vsynth didn't do it itself, did it? You know.
so, you'll have a good time with.
Oh wait, did it just? Do I not have the keyframe? I don't have the end keyframe on it. Oh, because it was copied from Attack of the Killer Queen, which also didn't. The hard cut immediately. That makes sense.
You'll have a good time with our resident Wave Rider. At current time of writing this, we are so close to 4,000 subscribers, and at time of recording this, we passed it just a few days ago. I meant to do
That was from this morning. I haven't actually checked if it's gone up, but either.
Passed it just a few days ago. I meant to do something really big for 3K, but it just completely blew by me. Seriously,
Yeah,
you
Trojan,
all are
to be big sappy
incredible,
again.
and it means the world, and I have no
Aww.
plans of stopping anytime soon. I want to once again give a huge thank you to the members of my community that really helped pull these builds together.
And now we get to the stupid shit that I spent probably too long doing. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, huh?
Including Julio and Darku for helping me with the builds and ideas directly, Rabbit Harmony, aka Jade, for not only putting me on Ureli in the first place, but also peer pressuring me into getting good with Merolina,
Amalystic for help with the maths,
and Deathground for carrying my ass with Darku to level cap in Cascade. Even if the pair of you went down a lot more than me.
Yeah, these screenshots of them going down, like this footage of them going down, was about 10 minutes of a 20-minute video of this, and this was just one of them. One of the runs that we took to cap. This is the one with the bad bit rate, as you can probably tell. Oh god, it's so funny.
With that, we come to the end. If you did enjoy the video,
Well, it's gonna have to be now. Like, going forward, it's gonna fucking have to be.
So please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned to the other stuff I've got cooking up, but if not, your viewership is already enough. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.
I'm so happy with that transition as well.
You in the next one.
No, I'm not doing a chroma PNG holding a bad dragon. No. Well, because here's the thing, right? That's a temporary placeholder until because I have asked Rose. I deliberately did. I did ask Rose their like YouTube name, so I can put their like YouTube. Yeah, so that's the congratulations. You all have now seen what is essentially a very early preview version of the Wave Riders Manual. My hour-long deep dive into Yorelli. The only thing you won't have seen yet is the intro, because that still needs work, right? We've still got like half of this to do. Like, we still got like from here to here to do. But this is going in its own separate video anyway. In theory, I could cut this out, like just remove this, because do the fun like bing, like error transmission ended, didn't want to get demonetized shit. And then put that in its own separate video, and then ship it. Right, we're done. For real. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good, does it? Looking animalistic being pet aggressively. Oh god. Yeah. No, this was a very, very fun project. I've absolutely. It was a case of, again, like taking a frame I had, like the Mag Bible came together a lot quicker than this one did. This one took me like essentially a full month, a month and a bit. Right? I'm messing with you. Like a full month is roughly how long it takes. Assuming I don't get like horribly. Do like a full hour. But yeah, because like again, that's going from a frame I knew nothing about with Yorelli. Didn't fucking no idea how to play. Absolutely none. To a frame I have like a really good understanding. I'm sure there's stuff I missed as well. Like I'm sure there's like some niche movement tech, wave dashing, some shit with Merolina, but like, you know. Yeah. So that's it basically done. I've just got these 4 things to do. Oh no, these 3 things to do actually, yeah. I've done red tags. Yeah. Alright, this was a productive stream. We added I think we only added like a couple of bits, but there was some where is it? I wanna watch it. Where the fuck did it go? the bits
Also
that we added.
behaves really fucking weirdly with Corden.
It's time to
Some
go to
damn good
heaven, my
bits.
Stop
child.
it, what are you doing?
Stop,
Stop it.
don't
Stop it, cut
fight.
it out,
Don't
help.
stop.
I know that
Some damn good bits. I got my experience from that. Yeah, exactly. I knew like half the shit, like off the rip. So it was just a case of like I could immediately go into just like the testing and like build the craft phase was a lot lower. Yorelli was a. And there's one extra Yorelli build that can make it into this video because it's going in a separate video. Which, by the way, I'm making a whole separate video just on pyrotechnics as a helmet because it has some stupid damage. It's some. But regardless, I'm gonna go. We've been going for like 2 hours now, and I kind of want to crumple. Really fucking warm in my room. I have like the massive ceiling window, and it faces the sun all afternoon, so my room's like a sauna. It is awful. It's so bad. Oh man. Yeah. So I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna go and add these couple bits. I'm gonna head off now. I'll do that off stream. Thank you all very much for watching. This was fucking great. I need to get better at streaming more consistently. Yeah, I need to get better at hanging out with you motherfuckers in chat. But regardless, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spending your time here. I always
enjoy your sneak preview of the Irrelevant. And until next time, kind to yourself, kind to others, and I'll see you.